that Leonard Gates needs to work on his clutch finishing. Anything below 201 in 6 starts is a game he should be practicing, because I thought his maths was quite poor. But for me, Tori stood out for the day. She's absolutely made my day today. I thought she was absolutely tremendous.
Yeah, no arguments there. Fantastic display from Tori Kewish, the Australian who dumped out the #1 seed, Dieter Hedman.
85.
I'm always intrigued with walk-ons. And Andy Baetens, I counted there, he had 17 kisses. But the only one he didn't get, who wouldn't go in for it, was Jackie.
140.
The best supporter in the world. He turned his head away from Andy, but yeah, the Beast from the East, that's a new nickname for me. Played Andy many times, Chris. Honestly, I'm surprised
60.
he hasn't done better than what he has. I don't want to use the word underachiever, but I can't think of anything better, because he is a tremendous player. He's given me a couple of good idings,
60.
and quarter-finalist here, has the talent to, to really go deep.
Yeah, it was an epic tournament, wasn't it? That 2018,
26.
the quarterfinals in particular, all of them went 9 sets. What are your memories of that?
Yeah, it was a super. I think Super Saturday was it a Friday or something? It was an amazing day. It was yeah, probably one of the best days I'd had at Lakeside. It was an incredible day. I think it was Scott Waits who beat Andy in the end.
40.
And I saw him back. Yeah, I remember seeing him back at the, and we just puffed our cheeks out. It was just, that's your opportunity now to go all the way.
Well, no doubt the ball for Baetens, but he sets it up perfectly, and Parletti has not yet got into his groove in this match. He's nicknamed Streaky, and well, that's why, isn't it? Bad legs, good legs.
Yeah, he's had a tough few years, Dave. I'm a big fan of Dave Parletti. I mean, I guess well, just look at this double 12 before I go into that.
He was trying to give you time to go into it, Glenn.
Yeah, I could have finished it, couldn't I?
Game shot.
He's finished it.
Andy Baetens.
Yeah, Dave, he's had a tough few years health-wise, because, I mean, just the way he stands, look at that throw. I mean, it's just to die for. It's absolutely terrific. So I was really concerned at his post-match interview when he said he struggled backstage, he's been out of form, but he got on that stage, and that's what that beautiful stage can do. It can bring the best
95.
out of you. So I've been really intrigued to see how he's going to play against a tough opponent today.
Yes, and a tough opponent in his opener, Sean McDonald, who was fancied by many, many people coming
60.
into this tournament, but after losing the first set 3-0, Parletti got his act together, won the second by the same scoreline, and then he started enjoying himself. And did one of those without even looking for the last dart.
You've done this before, haven't you? That was perfect timing, yeah. It was an incredible blind 180, and reminiscent of, obviously, Adrian Lewis's amazing blind 180 that I was the first one to see. He's a character, Dave. He's it's what the the WDF need. It's a brand new brand out there, and the production, and the referees, and everything I've seen backstage today has been so professional. And what we need is more of them. We want the players now to step up and have an amazing tournament at a fantastic venue.
Well, double 16, he's gone the double-double route, and he's pulled it off. Well, we were talking about the flashy antics of Dave Parletti, but Baetens goes double-double there to double his lead in the set.
I was talking to Jermaine Watamina. Jermaine said that he plays Super League in Holland with Andy, and he said, if his A game is absolutely fantastic. I think he's right up there in the averages. Probably things that the general public won't see, so it's no surprise to me that Andy's come out the traps here, and he's flying, and Dave needs to kick in and settle and show a bit of arrogance that he did, to beat McDonald.
Yeah, 18 dart hold followed by a 12 dart break after Parletti had pinned his first maximum to leave 101. Brilliant 86 out shots from the Belgian.
85.
You might say it was a beauty from the Beast.
You are good. I'm still getting over Treacle and Muffin Man, so it's I need to up my act here. I'm trying to think of something.
100.
You've been just fine, Glenn.
What rhymes with Parletti?
Even I'm not going to attempt anything there.
Yeah, I can honestly say to the listeners, I've played on that stage, I've played on the final in that stage.
125.
Put this microphone in my hand earlier, I was
164.
shaking like a leaf. And like I said, it's trying to assess these games. It's great to watch, and just to see the guys backstage just brought all the
60.
memories of of playing here.
Baetens has left himself on 104 and could wrap up the set at the next visit. He's thrown a dozen darts in this leg. It's the kind of textbook set, really, from Baetens.
51. And you require
I'm doing a little bit of coaching now, and one of the things I'm saying to people is don't just do what Dave's done there and show. Again, I'll whip this double 12. He's let me finish again, so just don't show your weaknesses. But I don't think you make a great poker player with Dave.
Well, that's a weakness, and it's allowing Baetens an opportunity to return
30.
and wrap up the set.
And you require 24. No score.
Couldn't get much closer there, Chris. That's
Dave,
the
you
shower.
require 110.
And these are the kind of finishes that that you need to be doing. 110 to 116, and that just probably sums up the first set there for Dave.
Well, it's easier to hit doubles in
82.
first and second legs of sets than it is
24.
to hit the ones to get over the line. And Baetens has missed 5, but he
Game
pins
shown the
it that
first set.
time. And Andy Baetens.
As a commentator, but come on, Dave, really get that attitude, because he's a super player. He's a super talented lad. He's a nice lad, and I would love to see a real match now, because Andy has
45.
the opportunity really to run away with this game when you see the demeanour of Dave right now. But yeah, no bias, but come on, Dave.
55.
Well, Parletti wasn't even afforded a single dart at double in that opening set. But yeah, when you look back to the swagger and that blind 180 and that kind of thing, the displays of emotion, that's really translatable, isn't it, to fans in the
60.
arena and viewers on TV. That's what they all want to see.
Yeah, his body language is quite poor right now, and sometimes you feel like I wish I could get the grips of them backstage, because he's done
95.
it before, and he needs good people around him right now to say you can do this. It's 2 sets now, just like the opening game when Sean was 1 down after the 3rd set. He goes back and he's 2-1 up, and that's the mentality Dave
45.
really needs, because it's just his whole body language right now is not good. Great to see Russ Bray.
100.
But I thought that was a bit disappointing to talk about West Ham Leon when you've got the massive Middlesbrough versus Fulham game tonight. I thought it would have been all about that, Chris.
Well, I'm not going to talk. I mean, even
60.
a league below that, as John Rawling has been pointing out over the course of the coverage.
Say note.
You've had some big moments there, haven't you, actually, at the Riverside, showing off your World Championship trophy there.
They never won when I took the trophy. They never won. I got to a stage where I was getting invited, and you could see the crowd saying no. So some of the big games this year, I didn't actually go because of superstition, because I haven't seen the Borough win for a long time.
You require 111.
Well, someone's keeping track. I'll have to nip down there and borrow that for later. Parletti once again a long 71. Way behind in a leg. Baetens back from the break and carrying on where he left off.
Yeah, setup play is really good, Chris. It's that's been really impressive, and I fully expect it to win this tops.
81. And you require 40.
Glenn calls it. And Glenn gets it right. And Baetens is getting a lot right so far in this match.
Second leg, Andy to
Parletti really needs to power up.
I feel I've really redeemed myself now after calling that whole last game, the last 16 games. So, but just look at the eyes. Look at the eyes on Andy. Focus. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's my notes, everybody. So that's my notes. But look at the eyes. So Dave needs that focus in him now, because I promise you, he's got the game.
Yeah, reminder that this is the 4th and final match of the afternoon session. Those of you who were watching yesterday evening will have been aware of technical problems that
96
meant that Wayne Warren and Lee Shewan couldn't play. But the silver lining is that we've got 5 matches for you tonight. And Wayne Warren, the defending champion, will make his appearance this evening.
100.
And some good games as well. Scott Marsh against James Richardson. Luke Little of the 15-year-old taking on Richard Vainstra. Brian Roman against Jared Cole. And the women's game is Lorraine Winstanley against Vicky Prom. Brilliant lineup.
Tickets still available, everyone. That's a fantastic night of darts, that. Get yourself down to the Lakeside. Come and join us. It's going to be a fantastic night of darts.
And you require 151.
Well, it's been gold-graded stuff so far from Baetens, who's now looking at tops.
111.
What would have been a whopping 151 checkout.
Yeah, he's looking lovely. And once again, sorry for repeating myself, everybody, but that setup play is just so important. When you get down to that 251 to 201, and he's doing that absolutely beautiful right now.
2 10s. Double 5.
30. Dave, you require 120.
Is this the time? Is this the moment?
Come on, Dave. No bias, Glenn, but come on, Dave. He wasn't smiling at me there, everyone.
It was almost like he could hear you then.
He can't hear me. Double 10.
110. Andy, you require 10.
Well, Baetens missed a spell of 4 darts at a double earlier on in the match. He's done that again here. Make it 5. And he's made it 6. And he allows Parletti back in. And it would be a break back. This could be really crucial, this. Ups a double 1.
No score.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but they don't even look like they're going to go in.
You require 10.
Find something from somewhere, because Andy's darts, the way they sit, this is not easy. That's
on the second leg.
A deflection
Andy
again.
Baetens.
He blows his cheeks there. That wasn't an easy dart there after that first one, but yeah, he's in cruise control right now. 5
legs on the spin for Andy Baetens, former quarter-finalist here.
121.
Don't shake your head, Dave. Use that as your motivation to kickstart your game now. Because Andy, there's no mercy with him right now. He's seeing that treble 20 like a bucket.
180!
And he fills the buckets. And it always is exciting at the start of a leg. And a player
81
in full flow fills it up. You said that he'd...
97.
I think you said battered you a few times, Glenn, but you did beat him in the final of the Belgian Open, didn't you, in 2018?
Honestly, my memory is so bad, but yes, I do actually remember that game. I do love playing in Belgium, and I met Andy's family, and I just thought he was going to do really big things, and he sort of stalled a little bit. But what a foundation you've got when you're playing at the Lakeside.
132.
Like I said, I'll never forget my moments here, and it could be the catalyst for Andy to really, you know, kickstart his career and go on to bigger and better things, like I believe he can.
87. Andy, you require 92.
Potentially 11 dart leg here, a 180 and a 132 in this leg.
I don't like the way his darts sit up sometimes. It's, I mean, I'm sure there. That's what he's had to do, and it's worked.
74.
But yeah, his darts sit up a little bit funny there. But come on, Dave. It's on the board. Let's have a blind double 16. No.
He did threaten to do a blind 170 when I asked him about whether 60. He would repeat the trick of the 180, but he's not getting the opportunity at the moment.
Yeah, I'd love to see it right now, but there's no mercy here.
Game shot in the second set.
Taking a battering from Baetens, who's now won 6 legs on the spin, and is 2 sets up and 1 away from a place in the last 16.
It does feel a long way when you're 2-0 down, best of 5. It feels like a long way, but he just has to get on the board right now. And I think he's a real confidence player.
100.
There's nothing at all wrong with them 3 darts there. You know, his game is there. He's just got to believe in himself right now and believe he can still do it.
There's just been a couple of legs where he's messed around on doubles, or the average would be in the mid-90s. For Baetens, so don't read too much into that, but it's still a very, very good display.
Oh, it's a job well done for Andy, that's for sure, so far.
140!
But that's what Dave can do. His darts are sitting beautiful there, and he can do this. He's a terrific player. It's all about belief now. He looks relaxed enough. He doesn't feel like he's suffering anxiety or nerves. He just has to believe in himself because they're beautiful darts.
83.
Yeah, just getting frustrated increasingly, Parletti. He's only had 3 darts at double in the whole match.
And that frustration will be witnessed
58.
by his opponent, and Andy will be, you know, licking his lips with that. When you see your player frustrated, it's only a positive for you.
Nobody should be surprised that Baetens
84.
is playing like this. He did come into the tournament in very good form, picked up 3 WDF ranking titles in 2021, including the Czech Open,
60.
a big one, in which he beat actually 3 players who are in this tournament, Lee Shu and Nick Fulwell and Mark Barilli. Better from Parletti, though. More darts at double. Double 10.
84.
That was a little bit snatchy there, wasn't it? It's.
Well, he pulled the first one, did he? And he was shaking his head before he even threw the second.
I think we both showed a little bit of disappointment there. I think we want to see a
92.
game here.
Dave, you require 10.
The crowd are right behind him here.
Game shot in the first
Come on,
leg.
Dave.
Dave Parletti.
That's it. Fall over the hockey. That's the way to do it. Andy Baetens, what's his favourite Lakeside game?
I'm sure you're about to tell me. Well, this one at the moment.
No, not his favourite one he watched, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Dave
Yeah, what's his favourite ever game when I asked him earlier?
Game
It
on.
must have been one of yours, Glenn.
No, it wasn't. I was hoping it was, but Adams versus Nixon.
And not a bad one to choose either.
He asked me what mine was, and I said it was Bristol
60.
against Jockey Wilson, 1989.
There are plenty of classics, and that's why they all love coming here, thinking of the games that have gone before on that famous stage.
85.
Well, Parletti did manage to break in that opening leg.
100.
A little bit of an off leg for Baetens, and Parletti finally getting one on the board. Back comes Baetens.
140.
For the ton 40.
They look very aggressive points by with Andy on his darts there. I can't imagine him getting many bounce outs. This is much better from Dave.
100.
But again, he looks his demeanour walking to the board as someone who's just scored 26. I thought it was guaranteed a bounce out there, Chris.
Well, I think under that card that guy's getting in their way, it says Dozer will be back.
Yes, we haven't had that mentioned. And John
85.
hasn't mentioned it, you haven't. I said feel
Andy,
free to
you
chat
require
about anything you want.
136.
But listen, right now I'm just thinking of the memories, the unbelievable memories that I had here. Is that it?
100. Dave, you require 156.
156. We'll come to you after this. Because I've got a feeling.
Come on, Chris.
And in it goes. Parletti takes out the big finish. So 156, and there is the swagger.
I have witnessed so many of your commentaries at the Pro Tours, the Modus Online, and yeah, you called that in absolutely beautiful there.
Well, I'm about to get one right sometime. Baetens gets all 3 right. This game is taking off.
You can just see it warming up. The crowd have lifted. Everything's lifted. Look at Dave now. Cheers, Dave.
121.
Well, that's a good recovery. But yeah, it was, and I think I speak for a lot of people in darts, it was fantastic to see you, Glenn, get a couple of wins at the Pro Tour last Friday. I was up there commentating, actually. I commentated on the game that you lost in the end, but you through a couple of games to beat there, Dimitri van den Berg being one of them.
Yeah, it's been a horrible period. I mean, it's you know, it's been absolutely, how can you be, you know, one of the best in the world, Premier League champion, you know, 12 months later, you know, you're barely winning a game. I think it was 260 days without a win on the Pro Tour, and I knew every day that was going by, that figure was going higher, so it was nice to get that monkey off the back, but
41.
it's been tough, very, very tough, but I ain't crying, and nobody's, you know, I'm not sulking, I'm just getting on with it.
Work in progress.
Absolutely.
Baetens
14.
trying to bite back.
I've got dreams that you know, dart players will only ever want, and that's exactly what they're playing for right now. And so don't worry about me. If I'm back, I'm back. That's what I'm working so hard behind the scenes for.
40. Andy, you require 40.
Double top. Gets double 10 to halve the deficit, but Parletti has the darts for the set.
Dave,
huge leg.
Game on.
And again, once again, Dave has to be thinking minimum 1 treble here.
They've won
83.
one of the biggest set play titles in the world here at the Lakeside 3 times. You also won one of the biggest leg play titles in the Premier League. Which do you prefer?
100.
Without a shadow of a doubt, the set play. I just love the fact that you're, you know, in between sets. We saw that in the first game with Tebow. You go 1-0 up, there's only one real player, you come back, and that player, he's not playing as well. So
140.
I think set play for me every day. But like I said, I never talk about my Premier League win, do I, Chris Dobie? Never talk about it.
Well, you look at Steve Hine as well. Every single set he's played in the tournament has gone 3-2. Yeah. The scoreline in both matches has 0 next to his opponent's name.
I thoroughly enjoyed that game. It was, and it's nice. Like I said, he's a stereotypical county player who's done the same. He's sort of like the last bastion of the workingmen's clubs. You're seeing all these kids now coming through academies and everything now, and it's proper old school. And is Steve Hine, and
96.
I'm over the moon for him.
Well, Parletti closing in on at least extending this match a little longer here. Still a few wayward ones, but it seems 66. To be famine or feast. Treble 20 or spraying them a little bit.
Yeah, it's a good assessment, that, Chris. I think it's exactly that. And he has a throw where it shouldn't. He's got such a lovely 45. Straight throw. You don't expect it with 5-1. So it can only be tension. It can only be nerves. But he looks like that focus in his face now. Treble 19. So it's either treble 20 or treble 16 now. He's just a little bit over the place, and that brings Andy back into this leg now, because a 140 will really make Dave think.
140.
It's almost as if you knew.
Dave, you require 80.
Is it last 32 this? Yeah, no.
60. Oh, he's going to have to go 25 ball.
Reset, Dave.
Well, it would be a flashy way to do it, and he likes a bit of
blind bull.
Razzmatazz.
Blind bull, Dave. Come on, blind bull.
He might as well close his eyes because it looks blocked.
32.
I think you can see.
Was that blind bull
there? 76.
You can see the angle. I think it actually did catch the flight. Yeah. Oh, but Baetens lets him back
35.
in.
So, Dave,
48. 48.
For the set. 8 or a 16. That's a perfect marker there. Double 8. Double 8 for the third set. Dave, and he's showing a little bit of emotion now, exactly what he needs now. He needs to go off backstage.
With the microphone in the arena gives us time to talk about that, because Paul Nicholson said that he was behind Baetens. Sorry, Parletti was behind, as I mentioned in the first match, but in Baetens' last match, he was ahead 4-1 against Scott Wade. Lost that match.
Yeah, I wrote exactly the same. I thought it was fascinating chat there with Nico there, because I remember seeing Scott Waits after the game, and like we talked about, it was the day when everybody sort of won 5-4. I'm not sure if it's the same day I beat Jim Williams from 4-1 down.
It was.
Is it? Yeah, it was an unbelievable day, and me and Scott Waits really did blow our cheeks out when we saw each other in reception that day.
97.
I don't know if it's going to be Andy's mind. Maybe if he gets the 2 each. He still looks very solid to me right now. But it was nice to see Dave showing a little bit of arrogance, a little bit of what we need. I think what he needs in his, in his body to get the best out of him. I think he needs the blood flowing. So the 156 will do exactly that.
140.
Yeah, could be just what he needs to get himself going. Just had a little look there. Is there something going on?
Well, that's not the first time he's done it. I didn't want to say it in case I got it wrong there. But look, it's a stage. It's, many people now wear shoes, and sometimes you can really boing when you go past them. So for me, it's up to Dave to wait till Andy gets by, and if there is a little loose floorboard or anything, that's which is exactly what he's doing now.
Well, he's actually had a word with the referee there. So we'll try and find out what Parletti's asking Anthony Dundas.
96.
But it's also another sign to me of the lack of focus, because when you're at your best, honestly, you can hear a brass band behind you. So
100.
if it's a loose board or if it's Andy hitting something he's walking by,
139.
then that's something he has to deal with.
I think there was an issue with the score in the previous throw, actually. So we're probably making a meal out of nothing, but
42.
why not?
And you require 104.
104, treble 20 or treble 18, lose 84, that leaves, say, the ways darts it is treble 20 is not easy. Yeah, might have been better there going for treble 16.
64. Dave, you require 97.
That's what I like to see, Dave, that big grin. I think we're going to get a blind 97 here. What's going on at that stage?
We're just having to compose himself now.
Yeah, but I do like that smile.
He's becoming a bit of a darling of the crowd, isn't he? Really does feed off them and they feed off him. Double 12.
85.
Felt a little snatch in his arm
And
for
you
that.
require 40.
I mean, geography is not my strength, but I think Dave is local.
Yeah, Londoner. Parletti not too far away.
No score.
But
Is he showing signs, Chris?
Dave,
Is he
you
showing
require
signs that he's
12.
beginning to miss? And Dave can really, well, he has to hit it again.
Dave
And he does.
shot the first one. Dave Parletti. Second one.
There's that little tiny bit of emotion from him. And like I said, it's he's held his throw there.
100.
So just when you think you're getting right back into the game, all you want to hear is 45, and certainly not 180.
yeah, nothing wrong with Baetens' scoring, but as you just alluded to, we have seen signs of some frailties at times on the doubles. He's now racked up 4 maximums in this match.
Stop it, stop it! Come on! My bias towards Dave Parletti's gone now. Come on, Andy!
But he's now racked up 5 maximums in the match.
I'm going to call this double 12 in. I'm going to call it, Chris.
141.
Let's see if he gets the first 2 first. Regardless of that, it is some way to just remind Parletti, who gives him a nice show of respect there, that he's back in this set.
Yeah, one of the best moments I had on that stage was playing Martin Adams when he missed double 12 against me. It's still my, even though I lost the game, it's still my favourite game ever, semi-final against Martin Adams. And it does make you go back to 1990 every time you see it.
What a dart that is. What a leg that is. Wonderful stuff from Andy Baetens, an 11 darter after threatening the 9, and he squares up this set at 1 apiece.
And more interestingly, he nearly smiled there. Andy nearly smiled.
Yeah, it's interesting actually, because you were making the point about Parletti maybe losing a bit of focus, but I just wonder if the distractions suit him better than Baetens, because he's a very business-like character.
Yeah, I'm the Andy Baetens of this match. I mean, I didn't show a great deal of emotion, but for me to get the best out of Dave, he's got to be really enjoying the game, working the crowd, smiling, blind 180s. I think that gets the best out of him.
Baetens just fully focused and trying to carry on, and he's doing an excellent job of it.
He just looks a very serious match player, doesn't he? He's in his zone there, and I like it. I like what I see with Andy.
60.
I heard Russ Bray's off to Mongolia. Well, I'm pleased to say that I'm off to Whitby for a couple of days, so swings and roundabouts, I guess.
Yeah, I was there myself at the end of last year. I forgot to tell you.
Love the place. Favourite place in the world is Whitby. And if you see right at the front of the crowd there, there's usually a lot more of them, but the girls in the white with the white caps, they're from Whitby and they're here for the Lakeside every year.
Will they have something to cheer here? Treble 13. Just the wrong side of the wire.
Well, he's not missing double 16, Andy, so I'd like to think he's going to go for the 19s. Yeah, he's quality on that double there, doesn't he? Solid as a rock. And just one leg away for the 7th seed to motor into the last 16.
Fourth leg, Andy to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, he's scoring in this match. Andy Baetens has been fantastic, and he's giving himself more and more opportunities at doubles. You see the disparity
55.
there in the averages. That's why he is in this position in the match. He's thrown 5 180s in it, and only Jim McEwen has matched that in a match so far at the Lakeside this year.
Something's irritating him. I'd love to know what it is.
66.
Well, it may just be the scoreline, Glenn. You know that sometimes when players are struggling in a game or getting heavily beaten, they start to feel and notice things that perhaps they wouldn't
95.
when they were winning.
I hope it's that. I hope it's not a distraction that's sort of affecting his game here. But yeah, he's not 100%.
140. $100.
He's super solid around that 100 mark. He's scoring as well as anyone I've seen sort of this week, Andy. I think he'll be over the moon with his scoring power today.
60.
Yeah, absolutely superb.
A little grimace there. I like the little things I pick up on players there, and I'll be thinking exactly the same again. I just don't like the way them darts sit up.
57.
Well, it's 30 scores of more than 100, including 9 140s and 5 180s in 13 legs of darts.
That's good stuff.
26.
Has he gone? Has Parletti gone now?
It all depends on this setup play here. I know which is that second dart could be the winning dart.
140.
Absolutely outstanding. So all Parletti can do is hit and hope. And Andy Baetens steps up,
Andy, you require 54.
looking to seal the deal on double top.
Game.
And
Shots.
Belgium's
And
brilliant
match.
Baetens
Andy Baetens
picks up Parletti and books